Sairam, the discussion and introduction or explanation of one of the most, what do I say, or rather the most supreme state of yoga. Yoga is to be one with the union. The supreme state of yoga, post which certain siddhis are displayed or certain acts are displayed by the divine masters. So that state is called Shunya. From Shunya, one of the things which, for the purpose of helping the fellow living beings, an act or a particular siddhi is being performed by the greatest of the masters, which is called the Nirmana Kaya. It's called the Nirmana Kaya. Now, what is Nirmana Kaya? Today we are just going to talk about Nirmana Kaya, what it is, how it is. So, what is the purpose of it? Likewise, like always we do. What is Nirmana and Kaya? The name itself gives us more than half the information that we seek on any subject. Nirmana, to create, to manufacture, to manifest. Nirmana. Kaya, the body. Nirmana, Kaya. Kaya, I am right now taking it in a transliteration state. Literally, as Kaya means the physical body. Nirmana is to make or manufacture or create. This is the transliteration of this word Nirmana Kaya. Now, there are different reasons, there are different necessities for which, due to which this particular act which is being performed by the greatest of the masters. Now, what is Nirvana Kaya? Recreating our body. Let us not get confused at this point of time that Kaya Kalpa is different. Kaya Kalpa is part of Ayurveda. Let us not get confused. It sounds similar. The Kaya is common in both. Kaya Kalpa is to regenerate the body. That is strictly physical. There's nothing, of course, it is done with your meditative efforts and your consciousness, your conscience, your thoughts, and everything. I agree, but that is different, completely different. Kaya Kalpa has nothing to do with Nirvana Kaya. What is Nirvana Kaya? It is very contradictory also when I speak about Nirvana Kaya. We are believers of law of eternity. Nothing is created, nothing is destroyed. Science says that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, it just transcends. But in our Sampradaya, Shunya Kriya and Avadhuta Sampradaya, we are very clear that nothing is created and nothing is destroyed. Nothing is created or destroyed because we know for a fact there is nothing. Shunya. We're Shunya Kriya practitioners. Nothing is created, nothing is destroyed because there is nothing and everything is Shunya. Philosophical. Let us rest. For a moment, let's talk about the physical existence, existential realities. What is that we are Or what is that which is happening consistently in this universe? Integration and disintegration, integration and disintegration. At birth, the child is born, and that is due to the union of the male and the female. The child is born, consistent feeding of the food, the water, the air, everything. As the time progresses, the child grows and becomes big, old, whatever. Then that person sheds the body or dies. Whatever has been accumulated is disintegrated to five elements. Again, that story begins. So the whole process in this universe is integration and disintegration. When this whole process is integration and disintegration, what is it that we are actually performing the nirmana about? What is it that we are creating? We are believers of theory of occurrence, not theory of creation or theory of evolution either. So when this Nirmana Kaya does it, how does it fit into this? The entire process being integration and disintegration of elements. Living and non-living being is the same. The atoms are the source of everything. Atoms have proton, neutron, electron. Cluster of atoms is cells. Cells are the root cause of our living being, non-living cells. That's it. This is what it is all about. Now we come to the physical realm where a person, a master, a yogi, an avadhuta starts understanding all these things, starts realizing the ultimate truth, starts realizing the multiple realms, start withdrawing from all the physical realms, all the other realms. Then finally he becomes a complete conscience or just the Atman, the Brahman, just a Sakshi. At that point of time, in order to help the living beings, fellow living beings on earth, for now we talk about earth, we believe in multiple universes, however, in order to uplift and guide out of compassion, these supreme masters manifest again in a physical form for the betterment of the mankind. By integrating these five elements that we are made of, the water, the fire, the earth, the air, the void, right? The earth, the water, the fire, the air, and the void, Panchatattvas, and manifesting themselves in order to physically communicate with the people and guide them to the path of realization, self-realization, eventually moksha or mukti from the mundane cycle of birth and death. So this is the cause why, this is the reason why the Nirmana Kaya is performed by the greatest of masters. They perform like our Guru Sri Sainatha is known to be performing the Nirmana Kaya on several occasions, even today, even to this day. But the origin of Nirmana Kaya in the contemporary spiritual world started by, I would say not started by, but brought to fore by Mahavatar Babaji. Mahavatar Babaji is the greatest of the greatest performer of Nirmana Kaya. Without him, without his presence, the modern day yoga or the meditation and the spiritual path that we embark upon would not have been possible. That greatest of the masters who guided us, who is continuously guiding us, who appears in physical form. Many of us also have experienced his presence. We have seen his presence. We have felt his. We have felt him in flesh and blood. Many of us in Saipan. So that is Nirmana Kaya. So the purpose of Nirmana Kaya is understood. Now, how to do this? Should we do that? Is it necessary? Is it a must? Does it take us anywhere? Is that what we are aspiring for? Not really. What happens? There are two aspects to our spiritual progression. One, we look at our own spiritual progression, our own understanding, our own sadhanas, and evolve and dissolve. That's one path. That's fine, perfectly fine. Individual conscience becomes one with the supreme conscience, the Brahman. We are done. There's no difference, non-dualism, Advaita to Shunya, yes. We have understood all those things. But there is another, which is instrumental devotion. When we become the instrument of the master, we emulate the master, and we emulate the master by serving the people, because the masters, the genuine true masters, only purpose is to serve the fellow living beings. When we are doing that, and when the master is also a performer of Nirmana Kaya, we also tend to do that. It is a beautiful statement. Please remember this and listen to this carefully. I was helping somebody to climb the mountain peak. I was helping somebody to climb the mountain peak. And at the peak, I realized I also have climbed. I have also reached the peak. This is a metaphor. This path of helping others to climb the pinnacle or to attain oneness and shunya, by which you also shall. We also attain it by helping others, because we are traveling with them, traversing with them. We are pushing them, making sure that they reach. End of it all, you realize that you have also reached. This is the path. For us, not for the masters, however. So Nirmana Kaya is, now we know what it is, how the masters perform it, why they do it, what is the necessity, is it doable or not? Well, doable or not is something which we have to put the thoughts and the knowledge into practice. Then yes, we will realize whether it is doable or not. But certainly it is doable. Now, what happens when we have to do the Nirmana Kaya? How do we perform Nirmana Kaya? First thing, okay, before that I have to mention, Nirmana Kaya by and large always has been aligned towards Buddhism. Gautama Buddha performs the Nirmana Kaya. For them, the essence remains the same. The thoughts remain the same. Spirits remain the same. That the purpose of Nirmana Kaya is to help the living being, fellow living beings to evolve and dissolve. However, their take on Nirmana Kaya is quite different than ours. But we should understand Buddhism is the base of Buddhism or any Eastern philosophy starts from Vedas. Veda is the base. Then the Siddhantas, Dvaita, Advaita, Shuddhadvaita, Vishishtadvaita, Dvaitadvaita, Shuddhadvaita, Achinta Bheda Veda, Advaita, several Siddhantas. Everything origin is the basis, foundation is Vedas. The Kaya Kalpa is from Upaveda, which is one of them. Ayurveda is one of the Upavedas. Arthaveda, Gandharva Veda, Ayurveda, and Artha Veda, Gandharva Veda, Dhanur Veda, and Ayurveda. From one of the Upavedas is Ayurveda, right? However, coming to Nirmana Kaya, we don't, completely align towards Buddhist philosophy of Nirmana Kaya. We have our own. Now, how is it performed? What is the necessity? We have understood, sorry. What is the prerequisites? It comes to the most superficial self, completely soaked in Maya, completely immersed in Maya, the physical realm. So there are five koshas. See, this is a very unique take on Nirmana Kaya. No other tradition talks about koshas, pancha koshas, when it comes to performance of Nirmana Kaya. So, what are the five koshas or the five sheaths of our existence? There are five layers, sheaths of our existence. The first sheath is Annamaya kosha, physical body. Anna, transliteration is food or rice or whatever. But this Annamaya kosha is reference to the physical body, our existence. Then comes the Pranamaya kosha. What is Pranamaya kosha? The life force. The body is there, but it has to exist. It has to be there. It has to live. So you have Pranamaya kosha. The food that you consume, the water that you consume, the digestive system that is in us and keeps us alive is Pranamaya kosha. So Annamaya kosha, then Pranamaya kosha. The third sheath or the third layer is Manomaya kosha, the mind. Manomaya kosha, the mind, the thoughts, the emotions, the feelings, the actions, and the reactions based on emotions, the brain, the memory card of the body, everything which gives the food for us, which takes the instructions from the mind and acts and reacts in a particular manner. So that is Manomaya kosha, mind. Annamaya kosha, physical body. Pranamaya kosha, the process of existence, the processes that happens to be in existence in the physical realm. Then comes the Manomaya kosha, the mind. Then comes the Vijnanamaya kosha. Vijnanamaya kosha is logic, science, prudence, understanding, intellect, absorption of knowledge, reasoning, logical, Vijnanamaya kosha. Jnana Vijnana. Reason Jnana is knowledge. Vijnana is to analyze the knowledge gained, understand, get into the depth of it. Vijnanamaya kosha. Final sheath, the fifth layer of all the Panchakoshas is Anandamaya kosha. You have understood. You know everything. You have absorbed. There is nothing more to know. You are absolutely oblivious to things which are happening around you. Nothing happens. You are in a state of bliss. Satchit Ananda, Satchidananda. In your Vijnanamaya kosha, you are a Sthita Prajna. You are in a state of analysis. You are understanding what is right and wrong. You know the truth. And you are absorbing all these things, analyzing all these things, and internalizing all these things by virtue of being in a state of Sakshi. the witness. You are in a state of sthita prajna. You have realized everything and you are in a state of bliss, Anandamaya Kosha, the last. Sat Chit Ananda. After understanding or passing through these five koshas, Anandamaya Kosha is not the final, no. Anandamaya Kosha is a state where you are in a state of bliss because you know it all. You have figured out everything. You have breached the lines of Maya, clutches of Maya. You have grown above and beyond. That state is Anandamaya Kosha. That does not make it anything close to the ultimate or the final destination. So these are the five sheets that we need to breach to perform the Nirmana Kaya. First, you have to ensure that your realization that you are not the body. Then you will understand that whatever is happening, keeping the body alive is not you. Chaitanya, the energy is not you. You're not the energy, you're not the body. Energy is keeping you alive, but that doesn't make you, right? People say, oh, he or she has a very positive energy, positive vibe. So it is not you. You have it in you. Then comes the mind, Manomaya Kosha, the monkey, mind the monkey. You have to put the mind to rest. Mind is the one which makes a mess of our existence. Mind and Maya are the same. They're no different. How much ever we try to keep them, segregate them, but they are the same. Mind and Maya are the same. After you get rid of the Maya or the mind, then comes a genuine question, who am I? And all the five sub questions. Where have I come from? Why am I here? What am I supposed to do? Whom do I belong to? Where am I going to go from here? All these questions will pop up. Vijnanamaya Kosha. See, imagine realizing you're not the body is first layer. Realizing that the Chaitanya is not you, doesn't define you, is the second layer. Third is putting the mind to rest. Once you put the mind to rest, then comes the question, who am I? When you realize who you are, then comes the Satchidananda Anandamaya Kosha. This is also a beautiful process in evolution, spiritual evolution. So after Anandamaya Kosha, that is Satchidananda, you become a Sakshi. At the state of Sakshi, you are done. It is Advaita. You are the Brahman. Aham has become the Brahman. Brahman is the Aham. You are the very Brahman whom you are seeking. At that point of time, a streak of individual consciousness for the cause of the world, for the upliftment of fellow living beings who are caught in the clutches of Maya, the illusion. They descend. They come in the human form. And then they do their job. They live here, just that without the body. Now, the technique of how to integrate and disintegrate. Now, our minds are memory banks. We have conceived a person or any object in a particular form or manner. If, okay, if you have to, if you think of me, you know how I look. The memory has really defined it. You know how I look, you know how I talk, you know my characteristics, everything. Likewise, I know. If I think about anybody, I know at the back of my mind, the memory pops up, and this is the form. This is the way the person speaks. This is how the person's thoughts are, emotions are. So basically, this panchakoshas is what you have comprehended about a person. Hence, only because of that, the supreme consciousness, the greatest of the master, they descend in the form that the way the fellow living beings have accepted them or comprehended or conceived their presence. Like when I say Mahavatar Babaji, we know. All of us have that in mind. The moment I take Babaji's name, he's sitting in Padmasana with this mudra on his lap and lean, tall body, bare chested, and a kaupina, the long hair, the eyes are a little looking up. That's the form of Mahavatar Babaji. When I say Mahavatar Babaji, we conceive him, or when I say our Guru Sri Sainath Maharaj, we know Baba how he is physically, how he is present, but that is a restriction of our mind. They are not restricted to any form. Just imagine where we stand today. We all are Avadhutas, Kulavadhutas. We have attained Sahasrara Sadhana. We have been practicing for a couple of years now. So to say, we have so evolved. See where we stand. How shallow is our understanding? They have no form. They have no shape. It is just a jot, they say, the light. They are just a conscience, just like we are. Fact is that we are not the body, we live in the body. This appearance goes the moment the body goes. We are not that body. We know it. But when we have to comprehend anything, the form comes, the shape comes. So we are, even if we say that we don't believe in, idol worship or, the Saguna Sakara, the worshipping of Saguna Sakara Brahma is no, unscientific, illogical. No, that is the only way the mind is conceived. Hence, no, what I'm trying to say is because of which the conscience or the Brahman displays himself in that particular form. Like if it is Babaji, he will come in that form. And we can relate to, we can identify. If Baba has to appear, he has to appear in the form that we conceived. We have accepted him. In any form, we will not accept so easily. Very slowly, we will realize, okay, he came in a particular different form to give us his darshan. So yes, that's a subsequent thing. But basic thing is we are so shallow in our understanding that we depend on the memory bank, which is the brain. How we have conceived that person to be, that master to be. For our sake, the master displays himself in the same form. So that is why when the performance of Nirmana Kaya happens by the masters, more so, more often, or majority of the time, they appear in the form how the devotees and disciples and seekers have understood and imagined or seen or felt the way they were in the physical form. They can come in any form. For example, in avatars, whether it is true or not, let us not get there. We just take it as a metaphor or a reference for an example. Dashavataras. What are Dashavataras? 10 avatars of Lord Vishnu. So all the 10 avatars are Vishnu himself. But when I say Matsya avatar, half fish, half human body, Kurma avatar, the Varaha, the half human and half swine. Then Matsya, Kurma, Vamana, the dwarf short man. Parashurama, the ferocious Kshatriya. Rama, the Purna Purushottama. Krishna, the Maryada Purushottama. Sorry, Rama, Maryada Purushottama. Krishna, Purna Purushottama. Kalki. So these are all thoughts and these are all our understanding or our mindset that okay, Vishnu in this form, Vishnu in that form. So we attribute our understanding of those avatars also in that form. So that is why these masters display themselves in that particular form and shape so that it is easy for us to connect, communicate, receive, and then evolve and dissolve. So that is why, see, imagine how compassionate is the Supreme Conscious. The Supreme Consciousness is so compassionate towards us that even when it has to display itself for our benefit, it does so that in a manner which is comfortable to us. So compassionate, the Supreme Conscience. Likewise, like I spoke about Dashavataras, all the avatars are the same. All the gods and goddesses are the same. All the masters are the same. There is no difference. All of us are the same. Now, what we are saying, the master and the seeker, the master is him and we are the seekers, is one and the same. There's no difference. It is all the Brahman, the supreme conscience. The supreme consciousness is manifesting in every manner. Every way we look at supreme conscience or the consciousness, let's use the word consciousness, including us, the seeker, the one we the seekers are seeking for something which is we. There is nothing beyond thyself. But imagine the influence of Maya at every stage. There is nothing, I mean, like the illusion is so strong that if we are seeking for the supreme consciousness, the Brahman, the oneness, Are Baba, that is you. There is nothing to seek, but you have to come out of the clutches of the Maya. The one who is displaying himself to you is you. The one whom you are seeking as someone else is you. There is no you, there is no him. There's only one. The whole thing is coming out of this mindset, strict adherence to this mindset is the process of your sadhana. For that, you have to come out of your panchakoshas. You have to come out of Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. So when you relieve yourself of all this, you are the Brahman. You, the Brahman. The one whom you are seeking is seeking you. The one whom you are seeking is you, thyself, true self. All these things metaphorically says that, God is with you, within you. You are, it's that oneness. There is nothing to see outside of you. These are all said in Upanishads. But the influence of Maya is so strong for us to comprehend and live by. Is It's very, very difficult. The moment we feel it is difficult, we are right. The moment we think that it is easy, we are right. What we think is what manifests. Now, the technique of Nirmana Kaya. For us to perform Nirmana Kaya, first we have to disintegrate and exit the body. Like everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die, right? Without death, there is no heaven. Heaven is an imaginary concept, it's just a metaphor, however. So, in order to perform Nirmana Kaya, you have to become the Brahman. It is not something which is a siddhi. It is an act performed by the Supreme Consciousness or the masters themselves, laced with individualistic appearance and the intellect. That's all. But they are also the Brahman. So, this sadhana of Nirmana Kaya is a slow process. चमत्कार को नमस्कार वो नहीं होगा. You have to slowly give up your sheaths of existence. You have to grow out of these five koshas. Then finally, when you attain a state of Anandamaya kosha as a Satchidananda, beyond that, you become the Brahman. At that point of time, you are the Guru whom you are looking up to. From there, you perform the Nirmana Kaya by one philosophy that we accept and adhere to practice, which is instrumental devotion for the cause of your fellow human beings. When you perform this, I mean, when you decide that, then you perform this particular act of Nirvana Kaya. Right? This takes us through the entire process of our spiritual evolution. You will come out of the Panchakoshas. Then you perform the Nirvana Kaya. Right? Greatest of the examples, most of the masters, they perform the Nirvana Kaya time to time, as and when it is required. So this is Avadhuta Sampradaya's understanding and take on Nirvana Kaya. Thank you. Thanks for your patient hearing. Sairam.